If you feel alone in old age, know that you are not broken, not forgotten, and certainly not finished. You are in a sacred season of life that the world often misunderstands. The silence that surrounds you now isn't emptiness. It is a space waiting to be filled with your own presence, your own breath, your own thoughts that have earned the right to finally be heard. For years you may have lived for others, worked for others, sacrificed for others, and in this stage of life, you may now be staring into a quiet room, wondering what to do with all the time that no longer belongs to obligations. That moment right there is not a void. It is a return to self. To be alone does not mean to be lonely. And even loneliness, when seen through a gentle lens, can be a teacher. It teaches you where your heart still aches, where your spirit is still tender, and what parts of your soul are calling for your own love. In old age, the world may stop asking much from you, but that doesn't mean you have nothing left to give. You still carry the stories of generations, the laughter of a time that's fading, the wisdom forged through trials no one knows you endured. And that, your memory, your resilience, your presence, is a gift to this world. You may wake up and find that the house is still. The phone doesn't ring. The visits are fewer. But your soul? It's still alive, still hungry for beauty, connection, meaning. You must now be your own companion, not out of necessity but out of celebration. You are not here to wait out your days. You are here to experience them deeply, even if the world outside doesn't see you anymore. You must see yourself. Look in the mirror and know that what you see is a masterpiece in its most refined state, not despite the wrinkles but because of them. Each line on your face tells a tale of strength, love, heartbreak, and laughter. They are not signs of age, they are signs of life fully lived. In the morning, when the world is still waking, let your first thought be one of gratitude, not for the things you once had or the people who have drifted away, but for the gift of this day, this breath, this moment to be alive. Light a candle. Make your tea slowly. Let every gesture be a ritual of honoring your existence. Watch the way the sunlight spills onto the floor, the way your hands move with quiet wisdom, the way your heart still beats steadily inside your chest. You are alive, and that is more than enough to make this day meaningful. Talk to yourself kindly. Say good morning to your soul. Remind yourself that being alone is not a punishment, it is a powerful, sacred pause. A chance to realign with who you are, what matters to you, and what you want your final chapters to say. You are the author of this part of your story. No one else gets to write it. Not the world, not the media, not the expectations of youth-driven culture. This is your moment to reclaim joy on your own terms. So let the mornings be your sanctuary. Greet the day with slow breaths and open hands. Open the window. Let the air touch your face like an old friend. Look outside not for what's missing but for what's quietly thriving. A tree you never noticed. A bird calling for no reason at all. The rhythm of your own breath. The way light dances on old curtains. The beauty is still here, waiting to be noticed, not just by anyone but by you. Because you have the eyes to see it now, the heart to feel it, the wisdom to name it as a gift. Being alone in old age is not the end of love. It is the beginning of a deeper, quieter, truer kind of relationship with yourself. With your soul. With the life you've built and the dreams you still hold. This is not the season to shrink. It is the season to settle into your greatness. You have climbed the mountains. You have walked through the storms. And now you rest not because you are tired but because you deserve to enjoy the view. And in this sacred stillness, you will notice how much you've grown. You'll see how life has shaped you not only through joy, but through the moments that tested your spirit and demanded your faith. You will see that you didn't break, you bent and blossomed. And though you may feel forgotten by the fast-moving world, you'll realize that you have never been more essential, because while others rush and scroll and search, you have learned to sit, to savor, to be present. You are not on the sidelines. You are at the center of a wisdom that this world desperately needs. You hold the perspective of someone who knows that love isn't loud, happiness isn't always flashy, and meaning isn't found in crowds. You've learned that the quiet life is not a lesser life, it is often the richest of all. And now, each morning is not just another day, but an invitation to live, deeply and truly, in the fullness of who you are. Let this fullness spill into every small action. Water your plants like you're tending to the earth's memory. Dust the shelves with care as if each surface holds a part of your story. Let your space become a reflection of your peace, your rhythm, your identity. Create a little corner that is only yours, your books, your music, your prayers. A chair that remembers your shape, a lamp that softens the evening light, a cup that fits your hands perfectly. These details may seem small to others, but they are monuments in your daily landscape. You are not just living, you are curating a sanctuary, a place where you and your life are honored, where the echoes of who you've been meet the quiet clarity of who you are becoming. And in this slow, sacred routine, you begin to feel the presence of something bigger than loneliness. You begin to sense the divine in ordinary things. The warmth of a sunbeam, the flicker of a candle, the hush of twilight. You are not as alone as you think. You are surrounded by the legacy of your life, by the quiet company of your soul, by the invisible thread that connects all who have ever felt like you do now. What you feel is not emptiness, it's openness. And in that openness, there is space to begin again, not from scratch, but from wisdom. Not to chase life, but to receive it. One breath, one smile, one morning at a time. There's beauty in this slowness, a rhythm that so few understand until they live it. No longer needing to rush to appointments or meet deadlines, you now live by the sun and the quiet ticking of your heart. You may feel invisible in a noisy world, but this invisibility is your superpower. It frees you to be completely, unapologetically yourself. There is no one to impress, only a soul to express. You now have time to revisit your passions. Writing letters, folding old linens with care, listening to music that once played on record players and brought tears to your younger self. These aren't old habits. They're rituals of remembrance, of reconnecting with parts of you that were once set aside for duty and family and survival. And each time you revisit something you loved but forgot, you bring a little more color into your day. You aren't starting over, you're restoring the beauty that was always part of you. This is a chapter of restoration, of redemption, of allowing joy to return in a form softer than before but just as powerful. So today, take a deep breath. Look around. There is life all around you, waiting patiently to be welcomed in, not through noise or busyness, but through the gentlest opening of your heart. Let it in. Let it remind you, you are not alone. You are never truly alone. In fact, you are deeply connected to every version of yourself you've ever been and to every person you've ever loved. Their echoes still live within you. The child who used to run barefoot in the summer grass, the parent who gave more than they had, the dreamer who once whispered secret hopes to the night sky, they are all still with you. You've been gathering wisdom like autumn gathers leaves, letting the unnecessary fall away so the essence of your truth could finally be revealed. And now this is your time to sit with that truth, to honor it, to trust it. You have arrived at the season of still knowing, of listening to life not through noise, but through the rustle of leaves, the creak of an old chair, the silence between clock ticks. There's a profound kind of companionship in this stage of life, not from others but from your own spirit. And when you speak to yourself with kindness, when you smile at the quiet, when you choose peace over pressure, you begin to realize that solitude is not absence, it is intimacy. It is where you rediscover yourself, not as someone who is aging, but as someone who is ripening into wisdom, into grace, into power without noise. So rest, reflect, and rejoice. You are not behind. You are not missing anything. You are finally here, exactly where your soul has always longed to be, in the safety of your own heart's company. And from this sacred seat of stillness, you may begin to dream again, not grand dreams that stretch the sky, but quiet dreams that warm the soul. The kind that ask nothing but your attention and reward you with peace. Maybe it's writing a letter to yourself, lighting a candle each morning as a symbol of presence, or sitting by the window just to witness how the world changes light from hour to hour. These are not wasted minutes. These are moments that knit your spirit back to wholeness. And as you dream, you remember. You remember that life has always been about small joys. The laughter of a grandchild, the smell of books that shaped your mind, the embrace of someone who once needed you more than you needed yourself. These memories don't ask for sorrow, they ask to be honored. Let them visit without pain. Let them remind you of your richness. You have lived not just years but eras of emotion, tides of change, seasons of becoming. And now, more than ever, you have the right to live slowly, wisely, joyfully, without guilt, without apology. Because this is your time. Your sacred, sovereign, golden time. And in this golden time, there is an invitation that whispers through every hour. Choose yourself. Choose to celebrate the quiet, to embrace the moments that once felt insignificant but now shimmer with importance. Notice the softness in your own gaze, the strength in your own stillness. You have walked long roads, some lonely, some full of laughter, many paved with duty, and now you arrive at a chapter written only for you. Here there are no rules but your own. No roles to fulfill, no masks to wear. You are free to be simply and wholly as you are. In this space, begin to rewrite your relationship with time. It no longer needs to rush past you. It can now be savored. Let an hour feel like a poem. Let a walk feel like a journey inward. Let your hands create without needing an audience. Your time is yours, and with each new dawn, you hold a canvas of possibility. Paint it with colors that feel true. Fill it with quiet joys that no one else may see but that your soul will cherish. This is the sacred artistry of aging. It is not decay, it is deepening. Not fading but refining. You are not a story ending, you are a truth finally being told in full. Let each day be your companion, not your captor. You are not counting down time, you are unfolding into it. Each sunrise is a soft reminder that you still have a role to play, even if the world doesn't name it for you. You are the keeper of insight, the tender of memory, the quiet lighthouse for those who feel lost in the rush. Your mere being, your awareness, your grace, your way of pausing to notice what others overlook, is a powerful act of presence. You don't need a title to matter. You don't need a task to have purpose. Your being is enough. Your story still breathes and it matters because you exist. In this chapter, your courage is quiet but steadfast. You rise not because someone expects it, but because your soul still whispers that life even now holds something beautiful. Maybe it's the shape of a shadow on the wall, the rustle of wind across old window panes, or the crackling joy of writing a thought down just for yourself. No applause, no recognition, just a deep sigh of truth. This is the heart of aging with purpose. Not performing but being. Not rushing but revering. Not clinging to the past but honoring it by fully living the present. And if ever a moment feels empty, remember this: silence is not proof of absence. It is the sacred space where healing echoes louder. Sit in it. Let your heart speak. Let your hands be still. You are not waiting for life, you are welcoming it in its most delicate form.